child health has never been worse since records began, since COVID-19. So I did a little shout out about 48 hours ago. I asked him to do, to come back and do a U-turn on the U-turn. He didn't.
We know that childhood obesity is rising. We know that it's families living in deprived areas that are particularly hard hit.
Yeah.
What do you want to see happen?
We've already shown from TfL that when they, put the limitations around junk food advertising across the buses, trains and tubes, they saw that families were consuming 1,000 calories less a week. And these things do work. And by the way, junk food advertising also works. So the idea, a lot of parents are really worried about their kids online and on the games and apps and stuff like that. So what they U-turned on was the watershed on junk food advertising, and of course online as well. And this is a massive disappointment to parents.
What are you worried about if these measures don't go ahead?
What I'm worried about is that the graph of ill health of our young children, the future of our nation, carries on as it is. The graph was already doing that, and in the last 2 years since COVID, it's done that. And what we see, particularly, it's all children, but particularly the kids from the poorest communities are over twice as likely to be overweight or obese. And we see that tracking into adulthood, into worse exam results at school, lower paid jobs, less productivity and more absenteeism.
And why the Eton Mess?
The Eton Mess, symbolically, has a few meanings. It was a pavlova that got dropped at Eton, one of the poshest schools in the country. They've dropped and done a U-turn on the childhood obesity strategy. So I kind of saw that pavlova that then got scraped up, put in a bowl, and that became the Eton Mess. So I'm trying to turn a positive out of a negative. You have to be connected with parts of the country that are less fortunate than the people that go to Eton. And I think it does show the gap. And we, everyone's talking about levelling up. Levelling up starts with giving better fairness and opportunity to kids. And we've got a whole bunch of young people here today to tell you their stories, that when they walk down high streets, they're hunted by junk food advertising. They don't want it, parents don't want it, and we want to just do right by them.